Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UPNradio.com.
It's time to talk. My name is April.
Happy Saturday, everyone. It's your girl, Deidre. Hello.
Hello. I kind of changed it up, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
I felt like I didn't do the normal intro.
Yeah.
Which is all good.
It's all good. Change is good
Well,
sometimes.
I think I'm a little, no, I was going to say, I think I'm a little shaken up, but I'm really not. I was having this conversation yesterday with this guy, and he said, I was telling him about my plans. Not exactly what I was doing today, but just the plans for the future.
Okay.
And he said, well, the world is ending tomorrow. And I said, oh, really? He said, yeah, tomorrow is the end of the world. And I was like, oh, because of, North Korea, I was like, all the threats about nuclear war and all that. He said, no. There's something headed for Earth and the world will end tomorrow. And I said,
okay.
That's what I said. I said, oh, no. I said, I have plans and I'm going to do my plans. And so the world is not ending. And He said, wait a minute. That was it for him. He said, wait a minute. You mean God is going to not end the world because you have plans?
Yeah.
I said,
yeah, that's pretty much.
That's exactly. I got too much to do. He
and
knows that I'm
both,
on this earth, and we made a plan, he and I,
right.
and I got to follow through, and I got to do my part.
Right.
So I really don't remember the part where he said 2017, September 23rd is it.
Right.
Like, I still have plans, so.
Yeah,
why would he end
I
it?
agree. Yeah,
why would he do that to me?
You're taking it personal. Yeah, no.
And that's what he said. Who do you think you are?
Well, they say, the Bible and all that, things are predestined. So especially if you have dreams and visions, things that you need to accomplish, just like I'm sure people that are actually doing mission work, people that are traveling all over the country, people that are celebrities doing good works, things like that. You have dreams and visions, right?
Right.
So your soul, you feel like you're going to complete those things. Those things are going to come. And not to mention, in the Bible it does say, we will not know the time, place, day, whatever, of when the world would end.
Because it was on Channel 7 News last night. I'm like, really? They know?
Oh, the propaganda. Oh my
I didn't
God.
watch the whole thing, but I just heard the end of the world is tomorrow. And I was like, really? It's on the news and everything?
Remember 1999 when Prince was before Prince came out with 1999 and he was promoting it?
Yeah.
We had the whole Y2K and that was the same thing, same scarcity. Everyone thought the world was going to end and 1999 was going to be it. We're going to party like it's 1999, the whole song, that whole thing.
Because I think the first thing I said actually to the guy was, again? He said the world's ending. I said, again? But, I really feel like if it were going to end, that God would just give me a certain feeling. You would have a certain feeling like, something's coming. It doesn't feel too good. Because I just like to feel like I am in touch with my source. Mm-hmm. And, you get certain feelings like I'll feel really good. Something good is coming. Or I don't know. You
feel uneasy.
And I felt great this morning. And not to mention that, I think it's tomorrow in Australia and tomorrow in Japan, and so they're still here. We're still here.
We should give them hope because we're still here. So they
no,
okay.
It's tomorrow already. They should give us hope.
Oh, okay. Well, the other way. Well, whoever hasn't done it yet, but anyway, we're all still here, and
I just hope. And I mentioned that because I really hope that a lot of people out there just don't really go for that fear factor. There's always some people that want to say the worst things. They complain about every single thing, and they want to see only the bad things that happen.
Right.
And they just live their lives in fear like that.
In fear, yeah.
And so you got to just dig deeper and pray.
I think right now there is
it's
the
not
whole
that way all the time. You know,
I think we're in a season, an atmosphere of fear. You know, with so many, with definitely the natural disasters that are occurring, and then the administration that we currently have perpetuating fears, and and I think that is really it's thick. It's like just in the air, just around. Everyone's so fearful of their lives and what's going to happen and this and that. And it's like, go within, get in touch with your spirit, man. God will tell you whatever is going on. Yeah. He'll give you that peace and that comfort, basically. You know, it's just like, go to him. And I don't know whether you believe in God or not, or the supernatural, whoever, but just go within, meditate, sit there and just take some deep breaths. Think about it, because our life is not our own. We are not really in control like we think we are. We are creators, but really
I just really think I agree with you. We're alike in a lot of ways, and so we have a lot of the same philosophies. We share a lot of the same thoughts. Sometimes we dress alike, although we're not twins. We're sort of like twins, so we share a lot of the same things. And I truly, truly feel that meditating and praying and just going inside, like Jesus said, that you can get to the peace that surpasses all understanding. Won't even make sense.
That's right.
Won't even make sense. We can be in this earth and not of it, in this world and not of it, and you can have such peace that none of these things affect you.
Right.
None of the things that people say, do to you, the news, predictions, or whatever. Right. You can just have this inner knowing, this inner knowledge, and this inner peace.
Yes.
And I get there sometimes. I go in and out.
Right.
but
we got so much
but it's
influences.
possible.
Media, you got all the, like you said, predictions, things like that, television shows that, things that have happened over the years. And it's just like, you really have, it just boils down to knowing who you are, what you stand for, your values. And if the day comes, just be ready. Basically, just whenever it is, whatever happens,
just be ready for whatever.
Just be ready. Just get yourself right. Treat your family right.
Just stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yes, just tell everybody you love them. Be good, be nice, treat each other kind, and try to help out as much as you can your fellow man, and just be ready.
Right. Shout out to my mama for texting me on the air. But she did. Okay. She has a good point. She said the Simpsons show predicted a lot of things. 9/11, Trump's presidency.
That's true.
So I guess
true.
Maybe we should follow the Simpsons and see what's next.
Oh yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say, Mom?
Well, they missed this one, so they're still here.
I don't know if they said anything about it.
They did. They said it was going to end today.
Well, you know who else is here?
Ooh.
Bubba Ganter.
Bubba, our friend.
Bubba was on our show. I just looked it up.
Yes.
He was on our show April 22nd.
Okay.
So April, May, June, July, August, September. So 5 months ago, almost to the day, 5 months ago. So we're going to have him coming up next. And he has a lot of different things that he's been working on since he's been here. And I told him when he was walking in, I like to take credit. We like to take some of the credit. When people pass through these doors, sit in our chairs, come to our show.
Great things happen to them, right?
It's all love. It's all happiness. And so many great things happen.
They do.
And he's going to share with us all those great things that happen to him.
He's back. He's giving us some love back. So
he even wanted to come back?
That. Yes.
That we invited him back and he's actually back.
Yes.
I think it's awesome. So we're going to go to a quick break and we're going to bring Bubba Ganter in and we will hear all about all of his great news. I can't wait. Stay tuned.
Speak Your Week will guide you through the process of using the power of your thoughts and words to create more positivity and success in your life, day to day and week to week. Written by It's Time to Talk's own host, April Jordan. This dynamic book will remind you of the powerful person you really are and how to use that power to create the life that you want. Want better health, success, abundance, love, and more. Within the chapters, you will discover the kind of thoughts, emotions, and words you should be speaking about the things that matter to you most. Also, included in this book are affirmations to speak each day of the week. When spoken in daily succession, these affirmations gain momentum and can help you on your journey towards the life of your dreams. There's no other way around having the life that you want. It all starts with you. Get ready to speak your week. Available for download at Amazon.com.
back to It's Time to Talk. We are live in the studio, and it's nothing but love in here. Let me tell you, I can feel it's going to be good, y'all. Without further ado, we'll introduce Bubba Ganter. You know him as Bunny on Game Shakers, but there's going to be a whole lot of things we're going to know him as. Please welcome Bubba Ganter.
Hey. Thanks for having me back.
Oh, man, you know we had to have you back.
Of course.
We don't just say it. When we say come back, because we don't say it to everybody. No, I'm just kidding. We do. We do.
No, we do. We have some pretty good guests.
We really want you to come back, so welcome.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I couldn't act when we talked. I was like, yeah, of course. And it was soon, because I think the last time it was like a 2-3 month wait. The last time we met, you had a lot of people. So that's good on for you guys, because people want to do the show and you bring it on. So of course I got to show the love to the ones who helped spring everything that's going on now. You know, the last time I was on there, it just seemed like things took off. So yeah, you get the credit.
Yes. Thank you. Can we get some checks?
Right. We want our commission. We want our finder's fee.
So welcome. So like I said, obviously we know you as Bunny on Game Shakers. It's been very good to you, no doubt.
My goodness.
You have such a large fan base because of that.
Man, it's like amazing to be in the business, as long as I have, And I tell people, you got to pay your dues, whatever area of the industry that you're in, you have to pay your dues. Not everybody comes right in and becomes a star, And I'm not saying that I'm a star, but but I'm doing it. I'm getting it done, and I'm just happy, So we just started filming season 3 of Game Shakers, so. And actually there's an episode coming on in 15 minutes.
So you got to go.
Nah, we're good. So it's just been good.
Nice.
That's wonderful.
So proud of you.
Thank you.
So what now? So catch us up. I mean, like what have you been doing since then? What was like the next thing that happened to you?
Man, it was, like I said, it was like a whirlwind. It's like, I don't know what happened in April. Well, It's Time to Talk happened in April. Okay. And then all of a sudden I just started booking stuff. Things were coming through, and it wasn't even things I auditioned for. I was getting the calls like, hey, are you interested in doing this show? And it was like, yeah. So I did Adam Ruins Everything, like right off the back. And, it's a crazy show where he talks about things, in the world, like what's going on. Then he distills, he's like, no, this is not what's really going on. So our episode had to do with eHarmony. And then knowing how they try to match people up. And, and he just totally just blew it out the waters, with the algorithms. Is that how you say it?
Yes, that's exactly it.
Stuff like that.
They change the algorithms all the time.
So they, he just dispels that. So everything, whatever's going on, he does that. So it was a cool show. Nice. And then I did Young and Hungry, which is an upcoming show with Kim Whitley, who is funny.
Yes.
And then I did we did a crossover with Henry Danger and Game Shakers, and then I just wrapped on a film like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. I just wrapped on a film. Family business.
Yeah. Now, who's in that? Who's in that film?
Man, it's like some heavy hitters. We had, of course, Ernie Hudson. Who's been around. Ghostbusters.
And he still looks great.
Man, he does. He looks exactly the same. Right. He's not changing.
He's not aging.
And just nice. When you get a legend like that, because he's a legend to me.
Okay. Yeah,
me too.
And you get somebody like that, and they talk to you, and they're like, it's not no ego trip. Not once. Then we had Clifton Powell. Pinky from Fridays, and Miguel Nunez, Tammy Roman, Michael J. White was in. It was like some heavy hitters in this movie. So
what's that movie about? I mean,
it's The Family Business. It is a book written by Carl Weber, and it's called and basically. It's about family business, and I don't want to give too much away because it's like it's a family who owns like the biggest car dealership in New York, and so people coming at them trying to get it, but there's a twist. What the real family business is. There is a twist, so you're gonna see some blood, some sex, and you're gonna see all kind of things. So it's a really great movie. And there's 3 books, and Carl he had a movie out. He just released one called The Preacher's Son. So he has a lot of stuff, and they go to Netflix, and I think Queen Latifah has the distribution rights. So it's just been great. Yeah.
She's been doing a lot, Queen Latifah. She's been really
You have to. And I'm just figuring that out in this business. You can't just rely on their acting or whatever you do. You have to reach out and do other things. So it's opened up doors and opportunity for me in other avenues.
Good. That's good. And it's possible. The sky's really the limit if you open up your mind, right?
Your key thing is the mind. Your mind is the most
Oh my
important
God,
thing.
yes.
And, you know, and like I said, I had some things just come up and I realized some things, you know, because I always wanted to be positive and teach people, you know, how motivate people, but I realized, I'm hot.
I know.
Motivate now. I wanted to motivate.
I
I wanted to motivate people, and I know I was more for the kids at first, you know, the kids and telling them, you know, you can do it, follow your dream.
They
But
follow
then,
you.
but then I had an epiphany that, wait a minute, what about adults? Because I'm seeing too many grown-ups unhappy.
Right.
And why are you unhappy?
Talk about it, Bubba.
You know, it's like, especially, and I hate to say this, but people with kids. You know,
People with kids?
you know, and they feel, and you know, there's some of the things, because you know, teenagers are gonna be teenagers.
Right.
Yes.
They get on our nerves sometimes.
Yeah,
we
they
love
do
them,
that.
but they get on our nerves.
Yes.
My daughter, love her to death, but there's been times I had to look at her like, wait a minute.
Side-eye,
So
yes.
Absolutely.
I've heard, you know, just seeing people unhappy, and it was like, you got to find your happy as an adult. When you have kids, and you have to find your happy, especially if you're a single parent.
Yeah.
Your whole life is about supporting your kids, which is supposed to, and that's what we're supposed to do. And we don't need no rewards for it, but you got to take time out for yourself.
Yes,
You know, at some point, you got to, you know, you got to do things
Yeah.
that's going to make you happy. You know, and that's where I think parents have lost track of that because we're so worried about
Yeah.
school and clothes, and, you know, the
Right.
kids, and you know, by the time, you know, 9, 10 o'clock comes at night.
And you know, we want them to, and for some reason, we want them to be happy only. We want to make their lives, you know, like
do
you know,
everything.
we want to
The
change it so much.
entitlement, all
Yeah,
that.
but we
Yeah.
want to make it like I didn't grow up, I didn't have this, I didn't have that. Now I just want to give you everything.
Exactly,
I want you
exactly.
to be happy.
And I
Exactly.
really think we're doing them a disservice because you know it's kind of like the values of hard work and
Right,
being
right.
able to take care of yourself and you know wash your own clothes, you know, dishes,
Oh,
whatever,
man.
you know, instead of we're just
Right.
giving. And
Right.
then the age we're living in, technology, conveniences, things like that.
It's taking away
It
the
is.
family values.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and you know, and it's sad because even as adults, we're the same. You know, we've lost touch
We
with
sure
what we grew
have.
up doing.
Right.
You know, I'm like, I would like to see these kids. What would they have done growing up in our era? Growing up when we didn't have cell phones.
Right,
You know,
right.
pagers. I think I was in college when pagers was really becoming
Right, big, you know.
big and stuff. You know, and then
Yeah.
so you know, like. The encyclopedia, they don't even know what that is anymore.
They
I
don't
think any
even
kid
know.
knows at all. You know, and that's what we had. Even though I drew in all mines, I made, you know, I drew in everything.
Right.
when I was a
Wait,
kid.
Bubba, I told my son about that. I said there used to be a door-to-door salesperson that would come and sell you a whole big thing of
Yep,
encyclopedias,
the
and we
Botanicas.
couldn't wait. Our dad
Right.
always bought it for us.
Right.
Yes.
And I said, and we had to literally flip each page and figure out what subject. And he
Right.
said, "Are you serious?"
Right, right,
He
right,
couldn't
right.
understand it.
Or just
we didn't have
door-to-door.
Google.
Yeah, and just door-to-door salesmen in general.
Yes.
You know, they come with, you know, remember the people come with a vacuum cleaner?
my gosh.
You could have this. They
Right,
just throw all this
right,
trash
right,
on your floor. Now
Yes.
it's just internet.
Now
You
it's
know, here,
internet.
we just do this. It's lazy. We've become lazy.
Right.
Yeah.
And to
Yeah.
get back to what you were saying, how people are, you know, even adults are so unhappy, you know, they say like you have to go back to that childhood.
Right,
That to
right,
what
right.
what made you, what were your dreams? What was your happiness then? You know, what were your passions?
Right.
When you said whether, you know, of course you go through those stages. I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, a teacher, you
Right.
know, but there are certain things that you realize I'm good at this.
Right,
you know,
right.
things, whether it's art, whether it's, you know, English, math, whatever, you
Yes.
know,
Right.
is getting back to in touch to that inner child.
Right.
And then from the inner child,
Right.
that's when you can discover what you're good at.
Right.
What
Exactly.
is your passion? How can you can get yourself out of that and start your path into that journey to
Right.
where you'll be better, you know?
Exactly,
And how you
exactly.
can teach your kids that.
Yes.
You know?
So how do you open a conversation with adults, you know, and speaking about that? Are they
Wow,
receptive? How do you even approach that?
It's just, you know, it's one of those things that just happens. You know,
just-
I don't
okay.
have no approach.
Okay.
But we'll, you know, this general conversation, I'm a listener. You know, I mean, I talk. Y'all know I can talk. You know, but I listen and I pay attention because I really care for people and I want to see people excel.
Right.
And that's true. I believe that.
and
I feel that.
right, and you
Yeah,
have to
you do.
listen.
Yeah.
And there's always something that'll lead into it. You know, if you pay attention. Like, I don't ask questions. And I tell people, if you know me, I'm not a questionizer. See, I wanted to be a psychologist.
Okay.
Until I realized there was another 8 years of school. And I was
Right.
like, man,
Yeah.
we good with that.
Right.
So, and I've always been that counselor, though. You know, all my friends talk to me. people I don't even know will come up to me with their problems, you know.
That's me too.
And
it's
like,
I
had to learn to deal with that because at one time I was holding it all in. So it sent me into a depression because I was taking everybody's
right, and you weren't
and I would hold it.
Yeah.
So I had to find a relief. So that's why we're here now. Is like you have to find happiness, you know, and that's why I got to where a lot of people are unhappy nowadays because of things. You have to find your happiness. So that's what I do, and that's, you know, if it comes up, if something comes up, boom, it gives me an opportunity because you never want to force anything down nobody. Because I can't stand when people try to force things down my throat. Right. So I just wait for that opening. Then I'll mention something. Then when I get that look like, what do you mean? Boom, I can go into it. Because people don't want to hear parents are unhappy with their kids. But it's more, there's people out there that's like that, you know. Yeah. And there's no slight against them, but they, you know, it's just struggle and you do things, and teenagers are going to be teenagers. And so we just have to find happiness within ourselves, because the whole saying is you can't make nobody happy until you're happy.
Exactly.
Ooh, it's so true.
Yes,
it's so true.
And I want to say, even, you know, in your career, your inner circles, your peers, I know, can you see a lot of that around you, you know, in terms of since you're identifying it, you can usually see it in others. You know?
I do have people that, you know, that I've seen that, you know, the unhappy. You know, and it's not that they're not happy; it's just going through something at the time.
Right.
And, you know, and you're struggling with something, and then boom, your kid does something. Boom, then you blow up. You know, then you know I'm gonna send you to somewhere. You know, and but you don't mean it. You really, I don't think any parent really means it. I mean, I guess there are some out there that's mean like that, but it's just a moment. I think a lot of times when people say things like that, it's just spare the moment, and they're in their emotions at the time, because then they'll turn right around and talk about how great their kids are, and that's what I love to hear. So sometimes I just like, okay, whatever, you know, when it happens. So, but we have to be happy. You know, that's the main thing. Happy with yourself.
You have to work on that.
And that's something that you have to work. I was going to say that's something that takes
work.
a lot of work.
You know what? Because it's
really
a choice.
Some people don't even like to be alone. You know,
Right.
you have to have some kind of chatter. The kids running around, distractions. They just live for distractions. And it's, to me, when it's quiet, that's when you learn the most, because you don't have all this extra stuff going on. But it's scary too, because you have now you're alone with your thoughts.
Right. And see, and I deal with that, but I had to learn to be by myself.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was that person that I felt that I always had to have somebody around me. You know, I would be in relationships only to have them around. It's not necessarily that I was in love or there, but I had somebody there, you know, and I don't even have to talk to you, long as I know you were there. And that's scary. That's a scary thought to me, because it's like I wasn't giving myself a chance. Then I'm not being fair to the person I'm with, because I'm not giving them my all.
Right.
And so the last 2 years I've been single. You know, basically, and it wasn't no slighting on my last relationship. It was me. Everything that was happening was me. You know, I had to work on me, getting me happy. And that's the way it's been. I've been single. You know, and it's a struggle time, because I am the life of the party most of the time, and so it is a struggle sometimes. But I just had to learn to do, you know. In order to get myself right, I had to learn how to do it, and that's why things are starting to happen. Not only
that's beautiful. I'm getting chills because when you do find that right person, like, you're going to be present, you're going to be there with them, and it's going to be so beautiful.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so,
it's
you
gonna
know,
be great.
and we have to, like I said, find things, hobbies, whatnot. Like, so even like my ventures outside of the entertainment business, you know, I'm looking for something that's going to carry me on, because we only hit 15 minutes.
Oh my
gosh. You got 15
yes.
minutes in this business.
Yes.
And then you got to wait 30 to 45 minutes before that next 15 minutes come along. Because, you know, I mean, we all know we thought they were dead or something. 10 years later, they're back doing something. So you got to take advantage of it now, what you have. So that's what I'm trying to do now.
But you know what? You're very blessed, because you're the way you got into this industry and the way that your career has gone, like, you're not just... He's not like the quintessential actor who just goes and studies up and, God, give me a break. And, you know, like, these have kind of been handed to you.
I know.
Yeah, and I am blessed. And I'm very fortunate. And what she's talking about, how I got into the industry was somebody asked me, did you want to do a movie? Matter of fact, it's my manager. And this was like back in the 90s, mid-90s. Do you want to do a movie? Okay. I mean, I knew I was going to end up here eventually, but it just happened quicker than I thought. You know, and
most people were quick, but most people just dream that would happen to them.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, so
who walks up to what and says, "What do you want to be? What?
Yes.
Right.
Do you want to just?" Bubba, continue, please.
Even I played Suge Knight in America's Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh wow!
I got discovered in the grocery store. I'd already been angry, but they came to me I'm in the grocery store, and the lady was like, You're the one we looking for. Boom.
What grocery store? Where's the address? And let me know. Because I will be shopping there.
Right.
Everybody's going to be at that grocery store. Right. We need to do this off camera.
No,
off camera. That's what I said. We ain't sharing it right now. This is after the show.
Yeah, so it's like it's just been amazing. Then I was in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Probably about 4 or 5 years ago, and same thing.
Oh wow.
You'll be perfect for this role. So I did a film in Atlanta. I had no clue what was going on. I just went and did it, and it was probably one of the best scenes I ever shot. Wow. And I think I just saw it on the screen there. But it was a scene where I'm down and I'm all bloody and I'm getting beat up. I think he saw it. And it was like the greatest, and it was improv. I improv the whole thing, and I had to get up and run, and they shot me in the back, and I fell. And it was like, people were like, oh my God, you're not even a stunt man. But see, I love doing stunts. I fight to do my own stunts.
Wow.
So it's it's just amazing what's happened to me. I can't.
Yes.
There's no reason for me to be down or depressed or anything like that, because I am truly blessed and grateful. And that's why if you see on most of my posts, I always put that blessed and I'm grateful.
Right.
Because I could be on the street somewhere. I could be doing something I don't like a lot of people stuck in a
majority
job.
of people.
Right.
Yes. That's awesome. I mean, so if you think about it, you must have no resistance to acting. Like zero, because it comes to you. You know what I mean? If you resist something, it's like a repellent.
Right.
So take note.
Just
He has no resistance to acting and to being where you are and what you're doing.
Right. And I mean, I do have boundaries, certain things I don't want to do. And only because as a black man, there's certain roles that I feel that that we get demeaned.
Oh yeah,
they try to break
the
us
pimps
down.
and the gangbangers and all that.
But I had to look at it and say, well, what's crossing the line? Because I just had something come up, and I had to question myself. Yeah, I had to question how important is this to me.
What was it, Bubba? Like a centerfold or something?
That GQ magazine, boys, they was like, take it off, huh? I'm kidding. So I think we getting ready to go to break, but after the break, I'll expound on it a little more.
Did you just take us to our own break?
I'm sorry.
Just no resistance. I see. Okay, well, what?
He's back now, so he's comfortable.
I'm going to take a break. And speaking of centerfolds, he might just be one day. We'll talk about his lifestyle changes, too. So please stay tuned. We'll be right back with Bubba Ganter.
Did you know that your skin is your body's largest organ? And you should be aware of what you're applying to it. The more natural products you use, the better. The best place to start is with Did It For Love handmade natural body products, made with pure organic ingredients. Our Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is whipped to perfection and hydrates dry, cracked skin and protects from UV rays. Did It For Love Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is infused with essential oils. You can choose from scents like lavender, vanilla and sandalwood, white rose, and many more. Our deodorant has a fresh scent that not only works against odor, but also reduces sweat. With this toxin-free deodorant, you can feel fresh and confident all day long. You can also keep your lips healthy and kissable with our handmade lip balms. In healing and fruity scents like tantalizing peppermint to sensational green apple. Our products promote healthy, youthful-looking skin and is safe for the whole family. Vegan-friendly, cruelty-free, and gentle enough for cancer survivors and those going through treatment. Go to diditforlove.com today. Did It For Love, toxin-free for your whole family.
Welcome back to It's Time to Talk. We are live Facebook. So you guys can, you want to chime in and say something, you have any type of questions.
Talk to us.
We're here. We're live. Now is your chance. dance. Come on.
Say something.
Yes, we're having such a great time with you today, Bubba.
Thank you. Always.
We
always.
missed you.
Yes,
Missed you. Why you think I'm here? Look, the only reason I really came on the show because I wanted to look at these two. I mean, look at two beautiful women, and they smile all the time. You know, that's the real reason I came back.
Oh, so sweet. And you see why we have him back?
We giving you that love and that light.
That's right.
That's
Compliments.
Yes.
Compliments. So anyway, we were talking about, I love the motivational thing because, number one, it's needed because we are inundated with negativity. We're inundated. Everyone's cynical. Yes. Everyone wants to be smart mouth and, things aren't working out like, you heard the segment in the beginning. Today was supposed to be the end of the world.
Right.
As we know it, I guess. And it's just not happening. So I'm so happy that you're using your power to do that, to help and to change. You're also working with Habitat for Humanity?
Yeah. So, matter of fact, I have a ball, the Habitat ball coming up Thursday, and it's like, it's my
those are
first.
huge,
yeah,
too.
it's like my first, and I'm more worried about, okay, do I wear a tux? Or what am I supposed to do? Like the last time that's my thing. Being a big person, you have to worry about what you wear and how you're going to look in it.
Look, you don't have to be
It
big.
don't matter.
Come to my closet.
But things fit better on smaller people. When you shape funny, when you do more this and this, you got to make sure it's too. So I had the opportunity to work with Habitat for Humanity on their LA build, Hollywood build, and it was the greatest thing, and just the people I met there. Wow. And
so did you seek them out, or did they find you, or how did?
One of my friends. Would you be interested in doing this?
Wow,
of
Bubba.
course.
Oh my gosh.
And
you know what? I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. You should write a book. Would you be interested?
Right.
So that story. Yeah.
You never know.
I need something else to do.
Something else, right? But go ahead, please.
So I went and did that, and I was a little nervous because I'm not no builder. I mean, if you look at my hands, I got soft hands. I ain't never did a hard day's work in my life. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do this, but I was fortunate. Me and Judge Maybelline, we was cutting. She was cutting. I was supervising all the cut. I was like, let's cut that board. Put that board up. No, she wanted to. She wanted to cut.
I was thinking the other way around. She didn't telling you what to do. You told her.
But it was like, okay. I mean, I'm being funny, but they were cutting. It was like, and she came and said, hey, I'll cut. So I stood there and do what I do and smile. Like, yeah, you can do that. I mean, I was putting the boards up there. I was doing something.
Right.
Yes.
So I got invited to this ball, and it was it's like amazing. And, just the things that when you put yourself out there to help people.
Yes.
And one thing about Habitat for Humanity, I think a lot. Well, I know I thought, they just give freebies, and it's not. They're really not freebies. These people are working. They're just struggling. That the houses they build, they're struggling at somewhere. And it's their first time home buying, and they're helping them out. Then they go to other countries and do stuff. So that's just amazing. And I'm excited because En Vogue's gonna be performing.
Oh
so
my
I'm
gosh, beautiful.
Okay, good. I just want to sit in the front row, so I can be right there, fanboy.
Yes. Oh my God, love Vogue.
Yeah, it's Thursday night. Yeah,
Thursday
on the
night.
28th. Yeah,
The 28th.
So be looking for the pictures. Me all did. I still don't know if I'm
I
gonna
can't
do
wait
a
to
tux
see what
or
you're gonna
just do
wear. Right? Yes.
And so there's just things like that giving back, and to jump onto another one. There's another foundation I've been working with called the Snowflake, and it's not the snowflake that the politics people are talking about. Because they call, I forget who's being called snowflakes, but anyway, Snowflake. The Snowflake Foundation, and I did. In the beginning of August, we did a event at Knott's Berry Farm, and what it is kids who are affected by losing a parent in the military.
Oh, okay.
And while in service.
While they're in service, okay.
And it was so I went and so me and my sidekick Shell Bailey, who plays Rufus on the show, we went to do this. But when I started talking to some of the families, it was it was really heartbreaking because majority of the ones I talked to, they lost a parent because of suicide.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. And it's real. That's a big problem.
Like when they came back home, or just out,
even abroad.
I want to share one of the stories, and I hope she don't get offended. But it was somebody lost a lot of his comrades in Afghanistan, and they were supposed to come back, and they got held longer. And I hope I'm telling you right. They got held longer than what they supposed to be.
Okay.
So the only person that made it out was the commanding officer of the thing. So he couldn't deal with it.
Oh my goodness.
And see, this is what happened. So that's why we need to pray for, our service
yes,
people.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
They deal, what we deal with is nothing. What they have to deal, the depth and what they say, because we don't even know half the stuff that they see.
They don't talk about it. They don't talk about it.
And they can't talk about it.
And the resources are needed. They come back here and we expect them to just to go back to business as normal, like everything's fine, and not knowing the traumatic experiences that they've been through, the psychological things, that they need help with.
Yeah, so these are type of things I like to be involved with. I'm more, like I said, helping people. Yeah. Not that I have a lot or, I'm in the greatest position, but I get happy when I can help somebody, not, just mentally or just physically. My smile picks somebody up, then I've done something.
And I think with you, it's wonderful what you're doing, because even though you haven't been over there, when they come back here, you can kind of give them perspective back into some normalcy. It's not all bad. Remember, we're Americans and we're here to serve, and you did your job, you did your thing. Now come back to peace and love and comfort. Like, we have to remind them, put that, and that's renewing the mind.
It is, but you can't make someone unsee what they've seen. You can't make them unexperience what they've gone through. But the thing that you can do is love them.
That's love.
And
that's my whole thing is love.
Right.
That's just, and with everything going on, all the hate, negativity, that's, I think it bothers me more of the separation instead of us all being one nation in the separation. So it's hard. Then now you have everybody going with the Black Lives Matter, this and that. It's like separate. So to me, that's separating us even more. And I get it. I understand. I'm not going against it. Please, no violence. I'm not going against it. But I think we need more unity. And and I understand on our side what we're talking about, because it hasn't been. We have, I went through some crap, excuse my language, but I've been through where I would get stopped once a week when I lived in Scottsdale when I was in college by the police. The car dealership got robbed right down the street. That stuff I dealt with on a weekly basis. And I'm like, so this car dealership is getting robbed multiple times, and the dude is 6'3" and 330 pounds. Oh my God! And I mean, this dude, he ain't learned his lesson. But so I do understand that. I just don't want to be a cause of the division, so I get along with everybody. And where I was raised, I went to all white schools, so I have a lot of white friends that I love, and I don't think
nothing wrong with that. It shouldn't even be a thing. That shouldn't even be a thing.
But that's the way society is making it now. They're dividing us, even more than what it was before. I'm not saying we were ever equal, but it's making it worse.
Well, we felt like we were, from the last administration, we felt like we were moving forward to some type of unity.
To a certain extent,
and now it's like we just jump back.
It's right back in me, because I grew up in the 70s, so right now it's like the 70s to me. And then coming from Arizona, we were the last state to recognize Martin Luther King as a holiday. And then we had a governor who was openly racist, called us pickaninnies and, just went on. He got impeached, but it was like, that's what I dealt with. So I had a hate and anger towards Arizona for many years. It wasn't until the last 10 years that I started loving my state again.
Wow.
And, and now, and picking it up, like I talk about my hometown, but it's taken that long for me to get over.
I understand, because we live here. We're citizens, and we give so much. We go to work. We pay our taxes. We do the same things that every other race is doing. That is doing it legally and doing it the right way.
And we're law abiding. Yes, despite what the media shows, we are majority law abiding.
So
society,
aside from being
culture.
separate, going to the emotional thing, it's hurtful. It's just hurtful. It's an American citizens, your fellow American citizens, being hurt. And if that's okay with you, then. I don't know what to say.
And I think that hurts me more, because I do have friends on the other side.
Sure.
And it's hard, But I think with me, I've learned to just put that, I try to put that aside. What are you to me? What have we done? And I just don't get involved. I don't go too much and post stuff. It has to be something really hurtful or that really upset me that I'll even post anything politics.
Yes.
And but we can't sit back and just accept stuff. But we just have to find our way in our medium, how we can get out and do the right thing. So without going into any more about it.
I know, right.
And like what you're doing, it only takes one person to start. So you're doing your part, Habitat for Humanity, snowflakes, all of that, those things. Seeing that it gives other people like hope, inspiration,
Right,
and
right.
it brings up ideas and other people that can bring
it also lets you know what
let
you
you know
can
what
do
you can do
and how
Yeah.
you can give back, because we all can do something. We all have that power.
Something, and it's, so that's, like I said, that's my main thing now.
Yeah.
Motivating
I love
people,
it.
and you were talking about the health thing. So
Yes,
I know. I saw you on
stuff.
Facebook Live. I was watching you. You had got out of some. You had ended, I think, a shoot or something. and you were walking.
Rehearsal. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was rehearsal.
Yeah.
We went kind of late on the rehearsal, but it was a day that I decided to walk to work. Because I don't live that far from the studio.
Okay.
But I decided I'm just gonna walk today. I want to try because I've been on this thing. So within 11 months, I was in the hospital twice. Okay, the second time I didn't tell too many people because I didn't want to freak nobody out because I was checking out. It was done, and it was right after all the celebrities was dying right before the end of 2016. So my friends are like, "We're gonna put you in a bubble to keep you safe," and not once did I let them know, "Look, I'm not doing too good." So I ended up right after New Year's going into the hospital, and it was a wake up call. It was so. Of course, initially when things happen, you're great, you're running, you're like gun ho. Then all of a sudden you just like, I kind of faded. So it wasn't until the end of May, I think, the end of May, that I went to the doctor and I gained all my weight back, plus another 30, and it freaked me out because I knew where I just was. So I said, I got to do something about this. So I don't call things diets. I think diet is very negative because when you say diet, you put stipulations on because you have a goal. I want to reach this one. I want to do this. So I got to eat. It's too many stipulations. So you've already defeated yourself.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I just say healthier living. That's what we are. We're in a healthier living. So it's not that I changed what I was eating. I just brought it down. And so eating less of the bad things and. I've dropped 60 pounds since July.
Well, yeah, I've noticed it. When I saw you down the hallway, I was like, "Where is the rest of you, Bubba?"
Congratulations.
I see it.
And I have had a little help. So I do this system called Thrive, which I wear patches. I don't know if you can see there. I have
patches.
I wear a patch.
Okay.
And I wear
what does
two.
that do?
It's so I take 2 pills in the morning, which is natural oils, minerals, and vitamins that our body needs. Then I drink a shake 20 minutes later, and I put these patches on it, and I have nonstop energy. It's like I don't crave coffee anymore. I haven't drank coffee in over 2.5 months. I haven't taken a nap in 2.5 months. Oh, no, I say that's important. Nap is important to me. I got at least one nap in a day. I would take 2 and 3 if I could.
I understand.
But it's like, I can't sleep. Like I can be like a little tired, and I'll go lay down, and all of a sudden I'm just like, I can't do it. So with that, this speeds up your metabolism. So that's what it's helped trim down. It's not a diet thing, but it just it's just a better living. It's feeling better about
Is it kind of like, is it regulating or changing changing your metabolism back to more?
I think so.
Healthier?
I believe so because I say this is the best I've felt in over 20 years. I feel youthful again. Okay. I don't know if too many people know I'm 48.
Oh, okay.
I play a 30-year-old on TV. Go figure.
Right.
And it's just, I feel great. I stopped taking the meds because when I was in the hospital, they gave me a list of meds. I was on seven different medicines. And luckily, I had a good enough doctor here because I was in Arizona when it happened. So I had a good enough doctor here explain to me about kidneys, all this. We want to get you off of this because as much as we can because your kidneys can't take it.
That's right.
So it scared me. So when I gained weight, it's a mindset. I think losing weight is a mindset.
It is. Yeah.
And that's why I say I don't call it a diet.
Right.
Okay.
And because I really didn't even change anything different after I left. I was just walked out but all of a sudden I just started dropping weight.
Wow.
Because in my mind,
in your
I
mind.
said I'm going to lose this weight.
You're ready.
And I held to it. So now it's the studio started getting a big plate. I'll do in the morning, after I do my shakes and stuff, I'll do like so you can see I do a little bowl like that maybe. And I'll do a little egg, maybe some turkey bacon or something. And then I eat fruit all day. I'll eat some trail mix as my snack. So I still eating 6 times a day. It's just, less food and more stuff that's good. Then we have a great craft service and they work with us with people that have special diets. So when they have all that great delicious food up there, I'm probably eating the grilled chicken. And vegetables and steamed vegetables, and they do that for a few of us. They hey, what do you specific like? So it's been good and it's been helpful. It's been very helpful, and I have some. So sometimes I can take them in the freezer, so I have my meal prep, So I'm
So
just
how long
excited.
have you been on this?
I've been doing this since July.
July.
Oh, you did say that.
Yeah,
July.
I've been doing it since July.
And
so,
60 pounds you
and
lost?
and I had started losing before that.
Okay.
But this has helped me. And then I saw it pick up again after I started doing this. And like you said, I'm talking fast just because I'm just full of energy. You know, it's like, it's the craziest thing. I bounce off the walls. I have pep in my step. I walk faster. Well, I used to slide. You know, most people.
Oh, yeah. You hear them coming before they do. You're like,
Oh, yeah. You know, or you
if
hear
you don't pick up them dang feet.
yeah. So,
Breathing.
yeah, breathing heavy.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
if I'm breathing heavy, it's because I'm walking fast.
Because you're walking fast.
You know, and that's like I do. I really bounce off the walls, and it's just been.
So what's your
amazing.
goal? I mean, 60 pounds is a
know.
lot.
That is-
What's your goal?
I would like to get down to 330, but it's not something I'm like, I'm going to do. It's, if I'll get there when I get
yeah.
there. When I
Yeah.
get
You can do it.
there.
You
And,
will.
you know,
Yeah.
like I said, so, and the positive thing is, I haven't taken any medications since June, like the end of June.
wonderful.
Now
No
that's
blood pressure,
encouraging
And
and
that's
inspiring to people.
possible.
Yes.
No blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. Never
Wow.
even at
Oh,
my
that's
heaviest point, I never got diabetes because I get tested.
Okay.
I get tested
Which is
often.
important.
And haven't taken blood pressure or anything like that. My last physical was the best physical I've had since my playing days.
Wow, Bubba, that's
That it was like,
fantastic.
you know, it was
Football days?
Yeah, my football days.
football days,
And it's
yeah.
like, you know, so that's why you can feel this way too. So I
Right.
challenge people. Like when I
Right.
was walking, I challenge people, do better. You don't have to say
Yep.
you're on a diet.
I love
Just
when
try
you
to
do that.
do
Yeah.
a healthier lifestyle. You know, and if I
Yes.
can be motivational with that, and the fact that people are noticing, like I was at the studio, well, all week they like my wardrobe people, the costumers are like,
Oh,
what's
they
going
got to
on?
take
Yeah.
things in now, huh?
Yeah.
It's not only that, but they're happy because now they can find clothes for me. Because I used to
wow.
say, everybody got cool clothes. I got these old man clothes. You know, which they were
Okay.
nice, but,
Yeah.
you know,
But still,
when you look at
you
everybody
wanna-
else is hip hop.
Yeah, when,
and
but
I'm
when
just
you're
like,
not an old man, you don't want to wear old man clothes.
right, you know,
I mean, come on.
And so it was like,
Some old men don't know they're wearing old man
So-
clothes, though.
No, they don't.
Brigitte, I love you. They're like excited because now they can find clothes that, you know, that actually, you know, they may have to
Right.
do some touch up.
Yes.
But like, I was so happy this week because they showed me the shoes I got. Because it was like, you know, because my feet
Nice.
are I actually
Yeah.
getting narrow too.
Oh,
So now I
okay.
can fit into
Right.
different shoes.
You know, when I was watching
whole
your
new
video,
world.
I was watching your video when you were walking, and I was inspired too. But I had just ate like a hamburger or something, but it was nighttime, and I was
You're
by
like, "Thanks,
myself. I was
Bubba."
like, but I felt like I said I should get up and walk around the block.
I had somebody, and I told her we'll push. You know, I'll push. You know, I'll check on you. Doing.
Yes.
But the thing is, Deidre, I'll eat a hamburger.
Yeah.
I'll eat some pizza. Well,
Yeah.
instead of
Not
eating,
depriving yourself?
Right, I'm not depriving
Right.
because that's
Okay.
where you struggle.
Right.
Because you feel
You go
like
cold
you
turkey.
felt-
I
you
felt
did it.
because it's nothing wrong with eating a burger, but after I ate the burger, I didn't do nothing.
Right.
And you were up walking,
Just lounge,
you know, what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
lay down,
so
yes.
to
But-
burn those calories.
Right,
you know?
right, and it's like instead of getting a whole pizza, I'll just do
Yeah.
2 slices. You know, because I'll eat a large pizza easy, easy. And sometimes I do a pizza and a half.
Me
It just
too.
depended, yeah,
Wow.
by myself. I'm
Look,
talking
it
about
ain't-
yeah.
I
No, come on now. But it's
I
like
can eat a
I
whole
changed
pizza.
down instead of getting. You know, if I do get a burger, instead of getting 2 burgers, I get one, or I get the cheeseburger. I don't even get Whoppers or Big
Okay.
Macs, nothing like that.
Right.
I get the smaller version of, or I get something. I'm trying to stay more away from fried foods.
Yeah,
Yes.
That's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
trying. So I'm about to get that air fryer. I'm about to get that.
Oh,
so I
yeah.
don't have
Oh,
to fry.
yeah.
Because even though, I fry, I thought, well, I'll get this vegetable. I'm thinking, but that's still not
It's
good for
still-
it because it's still greasy.
It's still oils.
And I just heard, I just saw this one on Dr. Oz. Not Dr. Oz, on Robert Irvine. And it's something called grapeseed oil. And it's supposed to be really healthy. So,
I sell that. You need to come
I
see
need
me at
some.
my business.
I do. I will.
I sell grapeseed oil, black seed oil, flaxseed. I mean, I got all
Hemp
that
oil.
stuff. Hemp oil. I got all that
Definitely.
stuff. You need to
Definitely.
come see me.
So that's the things,
Or I can give it to
in a
you.
healthier living. You just kind of pay attention. You don't have to cut out everything. Some people
don't.
do. Some people can't do it.
Right.
I'm never going to be small. I mean, I'm never going to be 200
Like,
pounds
yeah, I know what you're
because I
saying.
was 200 pounds at 9 years old. And I was very active.
Wow.
Okay. Yes.
Sports and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that I'm just a big
not your
person.
body
So I
type.
know I'm not
Yeah.
going to be
I get
Denzel.
it. Yes, I get it. And then you want to be
And you
the
don't need to
healthiest.
be
You just want to
Denzel.
be the
You need to be
healthiest
Bubba.
you that you're supposed to be. That's all.
That's
You know, yeah.
You want to be a healthy Bubba.
Right. Healthy.
Yeah, this is so encouraging. You're encouraging me now. I'm about to get out back out there. You know,
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's
yeah,
do it.
it's all in the mind. It
is.
really is.
I don't have a set schedule because somebody you have said no. I just do when I can because my schedule is so crazy.
Right.
You know, sometimes I can't walk because I'm coming straight from somewhere else.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
audition or something like that, or a meeting, so I can't walk all the time. But getting out, even at home, just getting out and walking to the store, whatever, instead of.
Now, do people recognize you when you walking around? Because now you with the rest of us. Come on now.
I know, right?
You know what's crazy? I got recognized more when I was out of the bunny character, like when I'd have my full beard. I would get recognized more.
Yeah.
I mean, I do get recognized because I do Disneyland and Universal and stuff like that. So or just in the store, you know, you get that, and they'll look and
Are
they'll be
you?
like,
Yeah.
So I do get ready, and it's a great feeling. You know, to do that, and there's I touch people's lives, and that's what I'm about. That's what I think I'm here on Earth for, is to touch people's lives.
Like, you really get it. Bubba, you really get it. I love that about you. You're so approachable. You're so down to earth.
Thank you.
Like, you know, like really, like he can just, like, he's a great person,
like
and like
is.
he's
Like,
just
you
so
just wanna be
comfortable
your
to be
friend.
around. Yeah, like just
I
a
don't
true
meet strangers.
friend.
I don't meet strangers. Everybody's
See?
family
Yeah.
when I meet them. You know,
Wow.
and there's I don't think there's a state I can go into that I don't know somebody. You know, and
Yeah, I get that.
But that's the way you want to touch
Probably
people's
a
lives.
lot of different
'cause
countries.
How many
too.
people we run into or we're around, you know, whether it's through work or certain situations, and you're like, I don't want to be around that energy. I don't. What are they giving? What are they putting out?
Right.
You know, and you want someone that you want to be around people who are inspiring, who are about service, who are giving back, so that way it can rub off. You know, it's a trickle down situation where the random acts of kindness, things like that.
Right.
Collectively brings us together,
Right.
and like you said, we should be united. You know, and because the bigger whole, if I'm better, you're better,
Right.
the world is better.
Right.
You know?
And then you look at your life also like it has a bigger purpose. We were driving in today and we were talking about Rihanna. She has this new makeup line and it's sold out. Like
Go
all these
Rihanna.
wonderful
Go
things happen
Riri.
to Rihanna.
Go
Like, you know,
Riri.
she's definitely
She's
my friend in my
awesome.
head.
Yeah.
But she does so many humanitarian things
Right.
that she doesn't talk about.
Right.
You know, but she's so successful and people are like, why is she so successful? And you know, they may question that. But this woman has helped so many children in Africa
Right.
around the world, and she has a heart to give. Like she
Right.
gets it that her life is more than just singing songs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The media doesn't want to see that too much. You know, I mean they do, but it's more. I shouldn't say the media. Society likes to hear the bad things.
Right.
What negative thing are you doing? Oh, see,
Yes.
I knew we shouldn't like it. And so they forget about the positive things people do. And you know, and there's a lot of people, like you said, who don't want the accolades. You know, they just want to do it
Right.
silently. You know,
Right, like Prince did.
Yeah.
He did. We learned so much of that. What that man did after he left.
After he
I'm like, oh my God.
because it just that's the type of people we are, you know, with everything that's going on. You know, of course, I got hit with a bunch of stuff. Donate this, donate that. You
Right.
know, what do you want us to know? It's not about that.
No.
You know, these are people in need. You
Right.
know, and
Yes.
I'm not gonna missing the dinner ain't gonna hurt me. You know, what
You're
I mean?
right.
So if I can help somebody else, you know, I was able to do it. You know, you have to put a cap on it. though.
Absolutely.
You have
Yeah,
to
Because
put a
and
cap
then you
on
don't want to
it.
be
Yeah.
guilted into helping. Like
right.
you go to, like, you know,
Oh, you
I
just
go.
hit it on the
I was
nose.
in a store the other day, and I'm about to pay for my purchase. Do you want to help the blah blah blah? You want to send $1? And I'm just sitting there like I feel so convicted. Like, and then I thought, you know what? I help in so many other ways. I don't have to give because you're asking me right now in this
Right.
moment.
And it's not their work; it's just their jobs.
Right.
Their companies
Yeah,
do it, you know,
right.
and you understand.
Right. I don't take it
And
personal, but I'm
yeah.
just like right
Yeah.
now.
Right. I have to say no real quick, or else I'll feel like,
I feel
okay.
guilty.
You
I've
know?
already donated.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
yes.
I've already
In so
done
many
Especially when,
different
when the
ways.
person standing outside who's been begging for the same grocery store and you done gave to him a few times, I'm like,
Around the
now you
corner
should know
there
me by
getting
now.
Mercedes.
I done gave to you on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Now don't ask me today.
Exactly.
But anyway,
Better
have a
leave
blessed,
me alone.
have a blessed day. Okay.
So we're coming to the end of the show. So I do want you to give out your social media information so we can continue to follow this wonderful journey you have set
Thank
before
you.
us.
Thank you. Well, of course, on Facebook it's just Bubba Ganter. Instagram, Bubba Ganter, and that's
Easy.
BUBBA GANTER, and they're both separated. And on Twitter, it's real Bubba Ganter because somebody stole my first account.
Did they really?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
my
like
gosh.
really, and, and it was
God.
right before I got certified.
Man.
And so so it's real
it back.
REAL Bubba Ganter
Real Bubba
on
Ganter.
Twitter.
So you're easy to find.
Yeah, I'm easy to
And so the family business, the feature film that you're in, when can we
I
expect
think
that to see that?
at first. I know originally it was in May but I know they just did some pickup shots, so I'm not sure. But look for it on May, and it should go. I think it's going straight to Netflix.
Okay. I love Netflix movie. I love.
It's
the industry.
yes.
The industry's going total.
Yeah.
Totally
I love
streaming.
Netflix movies too.
That is good. In comfort of your own home, watching good movies. I love that. And then you said Game Shakers was probably just aired the episode
on the East Coast. On the East Coast. I'm sorry, I should have said that.
Okay.
That's on the East Coast. The West Coast is at 8:30. 8:30 tonight. Yeah.
Okay. And you have your Habitat Humanity event to look. We have pictures to look forward to.
Right.
Yeah.
Guess what Bubba's going to wear? Can't wait to check that out.
I don't think I realize that is a struggle for me daily. Of what I'm gonna wear.
Well, it's going to change. I have a feeling it's going to change because your life is changing and you're changing lives too. Just watching you and just the energy in the studio, it just feels so good. Things are, excuse the euphemism, lighter.
Right.
Things are lighter. You're lighter.
Right.
Yeah. So that must be a good feeling overall.
It is.
And you want to be around for your kids.
Yes,
you got.
yes. I have two beautiful kids.
Look at that.
A 14-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Oh, yeah.
And they're always we always consider them babies.
Yes.
So you want your babies to you want to take them babies down the aisle. The girl, you got 2 girls?
No, a girl and a boy. Oldest is a girl.
But you want to walk her down the aisle. Yeah, I know. I have a teenager too. I know. So we got to wrap it up. We thank you so much for coming on the show, Bubba.
Thank you, Bubba.
We can just go on and on because it's just like talking to a friend.
Right.
You're our friend. All right.
Thank you.
We really do. So thank you so much for tuning in. Catch Bubba. You got his email, his social media information, and we'll catch you next time.
Your conversation is your affirmation, so don't forget that.
Love you.
Much love.